Well, hello there. This is going to be a pretty trippy video if you haven't been paying attention to my other and older videos. NASA is hiring priests to prepare humans for contact with aliens. So we've been talking about this for a while now, right? This is what I've been telling you to prepare for. Because 2024 is when the United States is definitely finished. And the reason why that matters is because we are now in the age of Aquarius. Right about there. We just came out of Pisces, which came out of Aries, which came out of Taurus because we're going counterclockwise. Now check this out. We'll get back to this in just a second. So this is how this is working. Everything started with Earth magic in Taurus. Okay? They took over the body. So Earth magic, Taurus, Black, Africa. And through that, they possessed the spirit, Yellow, Asia, Fire magic. We went from Taurus, Earth, to Aries, Fire. And so through possessing the spirit, they've taken over the mind. White, European, water magic. That's where your baptism stuff comes from. They come through the body to take over the spirit, to possess the mind, or vice versa, to control you altogether. Red, Americas, the twins, air magic. Sorry, I skipped this. Europe, Pisces, water. Black, Africa, earth magic. Yellow, Asia, fire magic. Water, white, European. Aquarius, Americas, north and south. There's, you see the two twins. The twins, not the two twins, the set of twins, the two there. Americas, north and south. Red, air magic. And that's why the Native Americans knew all this. The headdresses, the big feathers, because that's an air sign. Okay? And so a whole new god is going to come with this, which is going to be some kind of alien AI thing, which is what I've been telling you. I've made videos about this. This is all going to happen sometime between 2024 and 2026 at the latest. So we'll start again. Africa, Ra. Asia, Buddha. Europe, Jesus. What's the America's God? We don't know, do we? Now, and this is where I wasn't going to say this, or I wasn't even going to make this video, but I just had this big epiphany, as Michael Scott on The Office would say. We don't know the name of this God yet. And this is what just cracks me up. There are multiple people on YouTube that claim to be God. And all of them, to my knowledge, that's what I was trying to think. I've heard of one maybe being in Europe or possibly Australia. I can't remember which. But it's not someone who's out there claiming it. There's people saying that this person will be revealed. We're talking about people. There are 5 or 6 of them, half men, meaning 2 or 3 of them being guys, 2 or 3 of them being girls. So all the ones that I know of, and one of the guys is real famous, I guess I'll say, had been arrested. Well, so was the other one of the women. She was just arrested. She had a shootout with with the police and everything. Oh my God! I'm not going to get into that. But they are all from America. So the reason why this place is the fattest country in the world, the reason why this place is medicated more than anywhere in the world, the reason why this place is being heavily, jab agendaed more than anywhere in the world is because the messianic energy is here. So it's going to be destroyed. And so think about that. Just keep this in mind. Think about the next person that you hear that claims to be God. Or says they are God. There's more of them coming out. There was a guy that I just started watching 2 years ago. He just came out and said that he is God a couple months ago. So they're coming out. But again, this guy is somewhere in the Gulf area. I want to say he is like Alabama. He lived in Florida and then moved to Alabama this year. I think it's Alabama or maybe Georgia. It doesn't matter. Down there in the Gulf in America. So it's real weird. And so it's all about which son, because That's what you have. You have two sons to pick from. Excuse me. All right? That's what Jebus tried to tell you. That's what this whole thing, okay? The Holy Trinity is two females, two mothers, and a son. There are so many, like, you know what, I was going to tell you all the different stories, but there's no need to. Think of what you're looking at right now, right? Mary, Immaculate Conception, Virgin Mary, didn't have sex with the guy, but had a son, right? That's what I'm telling you. So there are two sons, but here's the big trick. Here's the big trick. One mother and son bring death, and one mother and son are born to destroy death. So you've got a pair of imposters roaming around the world trying to fight for and claim dominion. And this is extremely relevant to me because my name is Tony and I come out as Cupid and spread love, right? Through my television show and through this and all of that, correct? Well, what's the name? And I'm so glad that he goes by his full name because my real name is Anthony, but I go by Tony. Well, what's Fauci's name? Anthony. But thank goodness they call him that and not Tony because I think my head would explode. But what is the other Tony doing? Fear and death. So it's very relevant to me because there are two Tony the Tigers, one spreading love, one spreading fear. And it's sad how much more popular and how many more people want to be with the fear one. And here's another thing. I want you to listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying here. So this is next. We'll find out what the name of the... And it's most likely going to be, I would think it's going to be a woman this time. And they say it can't be because the Antichrist... Well, it's the Christ and the Antichrist. Same story. The Antichrist is the son of perdition. So it's son. It can't be a woman. Well, I'll tell you what. You don't know where that word comes from. I just got done reading more of a book that's covers all the stuff that way before Christianity. One of the German goddesses was her. If you ask the Germans, the god is feminine. Her name is Sunna. If you said who's the god, who does it belong to? Oh, her name is Sunna. It's a goddess, and it doesn't really matter. So it's not really important the gender of whether it's going to be a man or a woman. I'm just saying that's what's coming, and that's what I've been trying to tell you. And now here we're literally saying they're hiring priests to prepare humans for contact with aliens. Not many people are going to see this. There's going to be a lot of death before then. This is supposedly, I think, the final act of how it all goes down. And I want you to, okay, now listen to me before since we're here and talking about the mother and son and the families and the reunions and all this. This is not, listen to me here. This is not me saying this. This is the Bhagavad Gita, and this is the Dead Sea Scrolls. I've been holding on to this since I found it. I read it whenever I was reading the Bhagavad Gita in the spring, and then I finished it, and I went next to the Dead Sea Scrolls just by random because I'm led to read all the stuff in the order that I'm led to read it in, and then it was confirmed in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls, if you don't know this, what those are proof of... So the Bhagavad Gita is a quote-unquote story. The Dead Sea Scrolls were something that was found in the Middle East by a bunch of Arabs, and in fact, the region where it was found is an Arabic word. I can't even remember it now. But are like, no shit, we found these scrolls, and you want to know what they say? Just like the Bhagavad Gita, that the heavenly family, the mother, the son, they are actually here on earth. That a long time ago, the heavenly mother came down as an earthly mother, planted a seed, which is the sun, for it to grow, to shine light in the dark times that are coming at the end and beginning of the ages. And now here's what's really wacky about all of this. Is if you do all this stuff and you think, so I don't know this wasn't in the books that I read, the Dead Sea Scrolls, or the Bhagavad Gita. Now this is me saying this myself. This is a very interesting timetable because the Dead Sea Scrolls were founded in 1947. Now why is that year important? Because that was the year of Roswell, of the alien ship crashing into Roswell, New Mexico, the place of Phoenix, Arizona, right next to it, right? Which is the land of the Phoenix, Arizona, rising out of the ashes, but that's not important. Anyway, 1947, Roswell aliens crash, yeah? And so when you're looking to the sky, because that's what they're saying. Aliens are going to come be God and trick everybody into to believing them. And there's a whole Twilight Zone episode about this. The aliens come down to pretend to be humanity's savior, and then they enslave humanity. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a whole Twilight Zone episode about this. An old one, the black and white one. And so in 1947, the year that it's no shit, because, like, again, the Bhagavad Gita is just a quote-unquote story, but then they find this, hey, now we found it's actually, documented fact that part of what that book was saying is true. They're saying your Savior is coming from the sky, which is exactly what it says in the Bible, right? That Jesus will come in a cloud. But if you read the Dead Sea Scrolls, it talks about that and says that a cloud does not mean he's coming from the air. They're talking about the family coming together. The cloud is another word for troop, because you have to remember these things are written in like Aramaic. So this is all going to happen. And now I just told you, my first season of my television show is going to be so cussing prophetic, it's going to be ridiculous. So, I mean, just a matter of months ago, and I know how absurd it sounded, but I don't care. I go out and say this shit, I'm not afraid to say it. And now I've got mainstream media saying, hey, NASA is hiring priests to prepare humans for contact with aliens. And it's looking like, well, I'm just going to stop there. I'm giving you a lot to think about. What have you done for love today? Because I'm telling you, you don't want to be with the mother and son that are death. You want to be with the mother and son and family that are born to destroy death. See, you got a choice. Free will, man. No doubt.